When the moon falls into a partner's 11th house in Synastry, it creates a unique blend of emotional intimacy and social alliance. It is often described as the best friend placement because it bridges the gap between the private, vulnerable self, the moon, and the public, communal sphere, the 11th house. In this dynamic, the moon person finds a safe harbor in the house person's social circle and long-term visions, while the house person feels a deep, almost familial protective instinct toward the moon person's presence in their life. The foundation, emotional friendship. The 11th house is traditionally the realm of Aquarius. It is objective, forward-thinking, and intellectual. When the moon, which is subjective, moody, and deeply personal, enters the space, the result is a cooling of the moon's typical intensity. Unlike the 4th house, home/roots, or the 8th house, obsession/depth, the 11th house provides the moon person with emotional space. In this relationship, the moon person feels they can breathe. They don't feel smothered by the house person's expectations. Instead, they feel valued as a distinct individual. The house person views the moon person not just as a romantic partner, but as their favorite person to talk to, their ultimate confidant. The social resonance. One of the most striking effects of this placement is how the moon person fits into the house person's life. The 11th house governs groups, organizations, and tribes. Integration. The house person likely feels very comfortable introducing the moon person to their friends. There is a natural click where the moon person feels they belong among the house person's peers. The supportive audience. The moon person naturally nurtures the house person's dreams. If the house person has a radical goal or a community project, the moon person provides the emotional gasoline to keep them going. Shared ideals. They often find that their emotional comfort zones are aligned with the same social causes or future goals. They aren't just looking at each other, they are looking in the same direction. The safe space for hopes and dreams. The 11th house is the house of hopes and wishes. When someone's moon sits here, they become the person the house person trusts with their most fragile aspirations. There is an effortless exchange of support. The moon person feels an intuitive sense of what the house person wants for their future, often sensing their partner's anxieties about their place in the world before they even speak them. In return, the house person treats the moon person's feelings with a sense of friendly fairness. Even during disagreements, there is usually a baseline of mutual respect and a desire to remain on the same team. Potential challenges. The friend zone trap. While this is one of the most harmonious placements for long-term stability, it isn't without its hurdles. Because the 11th house is a succedent house focused on social connectivity, the raw, primal passion of the moon can sometimes get lost in the buddy vibe. If the rest of the Synastry chart lacks hot aspects, like Mars or Pluto connections, the couple might feel more like roommates or best friends than lovers. The moon person may occasionally feel that the house person treats them a bit too much like one of the guys/girls rather than a precious, singular romantic interest. There is a risk of the relationship becoming overly cerebral or focused on external social activities rather than internal, private bonding. The long-term verdict. Ultimately, moon in the 11th house is the glue that keeps couples together after the initial sparks of the 5th or 7th houses have settled. It provides a foundation of genuine liking that transcends mere physical attraction. The moon person feels seen for their mind and their contribution to the house person's life, while the house person feels that their world is warmer and more meaningful with the moon person by their side. It is a placement of shared laughter, group hangouts, and the quiet comfort of knowing that your partner is, above all else, your most loyal ally. When the moon is in the partner's 11th house, the specific sign it occupies dictates the flavor of the friendship and the shared goals. Here is a brief look at how each sign influences this placement. Aries. This is a high-energy, impulsive bond. The moon person acts as a cheerleader for the house person's ambitions, pushing them to take risks. The friendship is fast-paced, but emotional flare-ups are common if the moon person feels their support isn't being reciprocated with equal passion. Taurus. A grounded, steady alliance. The moon person provides a sense of emotional security within the house person's social life. They likely enjoy luxury friendship, sharing good food and comfortable environments with a small, trusted circle of mutual friends. Gemini. The connection is built on constant communication. These partners are intellectual playmates. The moon person nurtures the house person by sharing ideas, news, and humor. The emotional bond feels light and airy, though it may lack some heavy emotional depth. Cancer. This creates a very protective, almost familial bond within the friendship. The moon person treats the house person's friends and social goals like family. There is a deep, intuitive understanding of each other's hopes, often resulting in a very clannish feel to the relationship. Leo. Warmth and loyalty take center stage. The moon person takes great pride in the house person's social standing and achievements. They provide a theatrical kind of support, celebrating the house person's dreams with enthusiasm and heartfelt encouragement. Virgo. A helpful dynamic where the moon person nurtures the house person through practical service and advice. They are the person the house person turns to when they need to organize their life or refine their long-term plans. The bond is quiet, modest, and highly reliable. Libra. Social harmony is the priority here. The moon person brings a sense of grace and diplomacy to the house person's social life. They often act as the social glue, ensuring that everyone gets along and that the couple's shared goals are aesthetically and socially pleasing. Scorpio. An intense, transformative friendship. The moon person sees through the house person's social mask to their deepest insecurities. This can be incredibly healing or somewhat invasive, as the moon person demands total emotional honesty within the partner's social sphere. Sagittarius. Adventure and shared philosophy define this bond. The moon person encourages the house person to expand their horizons and think bigger. They nurture each other through travel, learning, and exploring the meaning of life together. Capricorn. A serious, goal-oriented partnership. The moon person respects the house person's public status and long-term legacy. They provide the emotional endurance needed for the house person to climb the social or professional ladder, making for a very stable power couple vibe. Aquarius. The most at-home sign for the 11th house. This creates a very progressive, unconventional bond. The moon person feels most comfortable when they are given total freedom, and they nurture the house person's most eccentric or rebellious dreams without judgment. Pisces. A spiritual and psychic connection. The moon person brings a sense of idealism and compassion to the house person's social world. They may bond over shared artistic interests or humanitarian causes, offering a sanctuary of soft, unconditional support.